My thought for our time is to do a couple of passages in each movement to integrate Jeff into the ensemble, to let him have a running chance at what this is. And I think it'll be useful for all of us and give us a little bit of a warm-up time tonight too. And then we will take a deep breath and run the piece without stop, whatever happens. So, first things, and so that you can hear too, I would like to begin at the beginning, do the first bit so that the quality of the double bass sound can come into your ears somewhat, and you can see what that is. So you're not confused by it. So let's just go at the outset for a little bass, all right? Now, as far as setting tempo, you're it. You know what your tempo is going to be, but I will ask you to wait until we're prepared mentally to go, and I will be ready, they will be ready, and I will ask you to, as you wish, okay? Just for a standard way of going about my music, overplay your dynamic. Just go for it. Don't be shy about any dynamic quality at all. So fortissimo with accent, dig it and go in. Okay, you know where that is. Let us pick it up a little bit. Let's start at measure 24, please. 2-4. That was it. 2-4, the same place. Jeff, that will be you. Contrabass, clarinet, Jeff, and marimba. Okay, and piano. Just for quality of sound, nobody else except contrabass, clarinet, double bass, and marimba. Just let me hear what you give me at that quality. You're it on the downbeat. And yes, okay, a beautiful sound. Don't be shy about putting that sound across. It's going to sound a little bit clattery. That's okay. All parts, please. Measure 24. I don't want you, as wind players, to back away from your sound either. It has a tendency to come back toward something more like a forte. There's a special quality that happens when you do persist with that fortissimo. It's just a big bawling kind of sound which happens. 24 one more time. You must immediately come forward with that fortissimo, and don't even think otherwise. You can't sneak into the sound. She's going to be on top of you guys like like an eagle with claws, and so your sound has to be the thing that projects through. Okay, I think there's not going to be any trouble going through these particular spots. I want to go toward the end of the movement. Let's look and see. Yeah. And I would like to, one of the problems here for Jeff and for, that is the double bass, is that there's a lot of rest to be just waded through and to get some clue where you are going to come in. Your first entrance here is going to be at measure 278 after a lot of waiting. So maybe we can find a couple of clues for you as to what's happening here. in this passage?
263.
263. Yes. Do you have a cue written into your part, or just the idea of a flute solo? Okay. And what you're going to hear for the first time at measure 265 will be bass clarinet, contrabass clarinet, and would you play your part for me at 265? This is the first time that this comes in. And okay, so you begin to have that as your clue that is the area in which you're going to be. And I will be as good as I can to give you a very decent cue at measure 278. Let us start up, please, at measure 252, 252. I'll go right on downbeat. Measure 278. I'm just floundering here for a second. Don't worry about it. 278. All right, right on it. Ready? And. Stuff as we go on too. Okay, into the second movement, please. There is a lengthy music for solo instruments, which opens the music. We get to measure 18. It's a very obvious ending for the flute. And can I ask you to play measure 17, flute and piano, and we'll start at measure right there. You guys go together. This is starting measure 17. Goes. Ensemble at a fortissimo in your pizzicato, so see if you can make a dent at that. It will add something, and it's a nice sound to get in there. Okay. Measure. I think thereafter, not a problem here. I don't see a thing that I'm worried about. Third movement, please. Again, double bass has first entrance at measure 40. And it's not a long entrance, but it's a useful entrance. I'd like to start the movement, please, and get to that spot. I'll see if I can give you an adequate cue so that you know where you're going. All right? We are very fast. Measure 95. Yeah. Okay, you have, again, no, not going to be a problem. I think you're going to be okay there. Okay, ahead. Oh, there's a 187 is the same deal that we just did. So you'll catch on. Let's say that if you have any trouble catching anything from me and finding your way, just give me a holler after we get through the rehearsal here. I just don't see that this is going to be an issue here. 220. Let us do this, please. Let us begin at measure 208. All right, it's a 2/4 bar. Jeff, you find the place. Okay, 208. This is a recapitulation. You will have had some of this before, but this gives you your place in this music. 208. It makes this a very, very easy thing to do, even though I have my little fear stuff that goes on too. But there's no fear here necessary. It's just do the deal and all right, this will lay itself out fine. I'm concerned now for last movement. And double bass has a much more personal role in this music. I'd like to begin at measure 7 immediately. And somebody, Lisa, would you just give me an F, please, so that the flutist can find pitch? There it is. Okay. This is measure 7. louder and all that. The very end of the movement is between you and the euphonium, you, euphonium, and piano. And can we start just for a moment at measure 67? So it is just these three instruments which finish up the piece, and then the very end is just for you. I'll just get you into the quality of this moment here. 67. Okay, let's take a breath and then we'll go. Any questions or problems that anybody has? We're waiting to the music. Right?
How long is it?